Hey, how's it going, everyone? So, I'm finally back on the trails. I just completed a 15-mile run, and it's been about 2 months since I've ran. In fact, I think the last video that I posted, I was talking about competing in my next marathon, which was a Celebration Marathon in Celebration, Florida. However, I had to back out of that race due to high blood pressure. In fact, I was diagnosed with stage 2 hypertension. I didn't necessarily know that my blood pressure was that high and it was that serious, but I did know that I had high blood pressure. And what brought this to a head was I had this ringing in my ears, that feeling where, when you're driving up a mountain or a steep hill and or you're in an airplane and you have to pop your ears. I was feeling that constant from the time I woke up in the morning until I went to bed. So I went in to see my doctor, and my blood pressure at the time was 167 over 105, I think. So immediately they put me on a low dosage blood pressure medication and told me I was not to run that race. And in fact, I had to cut down my running pretty much completely. Walking was acceptable, which sucked because, I love running. I love that feeling of that feeling of accomplishment when you run 10, 15, 20 miles or more. But I did what they told me to. I mixed in some running but mostly walking, and I never let my heart rate get above 120 beats per minute. And I started watching what I ate and cut out on the alcohol. So this leads me into my next point, and the reason why one of my goals is to lose 50 pounds before the end of the year. Look, I know you can run being overweight. I've done it for the last 3 or 4 years. I've ran multiple marathons, ran a 50-mile ultra back in December. So I know it can be done. But just because it can be done doesn't mean it should be done. And that doesn't mean it should be the goal. The goal is to be healthy. And I'm sorry, and there may be some people that disagree, but being 50 pounds overweight and running is not healthy. It's not good for your joints. Most likely it's not good for your heart, even if you're on high blood pressure medication. And you're doing yourself a big disservice if you're telling yourself it's okay. With that being said, it is okay to start because you have to start somewhere. But the goal should be to lose some weight and to get healthier. So that is my goal right now. It's still to lose 50 pounds before the end of the year. And it's also to run a 100-mile race, which I already signed up for in December. It's the Festivus, I think I pronounced that right, the Festivus 100. It's in Jacksonville. It's the same place that I ran my 50-mile ultra last year. And the reason I chose that race, for one, I'm familiar with the terrain. I like the race. I like the organizers who put it on. And it's a 7-mile loop, so it makes it easier for my family, which is my crew, to be able to put up a tent and aid station, and they're going to be able to see me, every 7 miles. Also this year, my oldest daughter is going to be running the 14-mile race during that same event. So I'm looking forward to that. My race starts on Saturday morning at 7 a.m. and hers on Sunday morning at 7 a.m. So at some point we'll meet up and we'll be able to run those 14 miles together, which I'm really looking forward to. So getting back to my training now, like I said, I was able to run a decent amount. I put in 15 miles today. My goal is to run 3 to 5 miles during the week each day, and then on the weekends doing my longer distances. Now with that being said, something else that's new in my life is I now live in Georgia. In fact, I live in a small town called Milledgeville, Georgia, and I'm running some real trails. They're definitely not flat like the trails I ran in Florida, so that's been exciting. It's been pretty difficult. Today's my first test. I've ran them a couple of times before, but just to get a feel for them, a couple miles, walking mostly, hiking. But wow, this is an experience. It's what I've always wanted, to be outdoors, to be able to run these types of trails where they're very technical. There's lots of rocks and roots and lots of uphill sections and downhill sections. It's very challenging, but very rewarding as well. And I think it will definitely help me get in shape and be better prepared for my 100-mile race. Even though I'm not going to be able to log in as many miles as I would on a flat surface like in Florida, I think the quality of the miles is going to be much better. So that's the plan. I'm going to continue to watch what I eat, limit the alcohol, put in the miles, and hopefully complete my 100-miler at the end of the year in a pretty good time. So that's it for now. I just wanted to get something out there because I know I haven't posted in a couple of months. Just wanted to let those who have subscribed and those who've actually viewed my previous videos to know that I haven't given up, not stopping. I was just sidelined for a minute, but I'm back at it. Blood pressure's good. And I'll start trying to post once a week, let you know my progress. Also posting any tips, recommendations, or anything like that I can think of. But until then, we'll see you in the next video.